Okay. How many of y'all have Progressive insurance or have heard of Progressive insurance? If you've heard, like, Flow from Progressive. If you have, give me a P in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. Progressive, the insurance company with the spokesperson Flo. Give me a P in the comments, okay? So, Progressive has been around for a while. We know the brand. Thank you, Sunflower Vibes. I had Progressive for a little bit. And they have very distinctive branding, a very distinct. You love Flo, hate the company. I heard Flo is not a nice person. Um, yeah. Anyway, so Progressive, the insurance company, they have been around for a while. Their brand is worth about $4 billion, right? Um, and because it's such a popular name, of course, someone might think, dang, I wish I could, get in on that progressive money. Well, a Maryland towing company tried to, and now they're in trouble. Okay. So a Maryland towing company, they named themselves Progressive. They used the same font and coloring on the side of their tow truck. And you know, they called themselves Progressive Towing and Hauling LLC. Now, if I am the average driver who is looking for a tow company, and let's just say I don't have AAA because AAA is one of the big ones in um towing, but let's just say I don't have AAA and I'm looking for tow companies and I see Progressive Towing and Hauling LLC. Would it be reasonable for me to assume that this Progressive Towing Company is affiliated with Progressive Insurance? What do you guys think? Let me know what you think in the comments. Would it be reasonable for the average driver looking for a tow truck and finds a company named Progressive Towing, Towing and Hauling? Would it be reasonable for them to assume that you were associated with Progressive? And Lucille said I wouldn't because it's such a common and positive word, but it wasn't just the word. They used the progressive lettering and the color. So you can't see it on the screen right now, but if you're looking on YouTube, there's a picture of Flo and it has the Progressive logo on there. That was the same Progressive on the truck. And I actually remember seeing this truck driving on the road. And I was wondering if they were affiliated with Progressive. Lucille Verde said, oh, yeah, I would because of the logo, right? Now, if they had chosen a totally different color scheme, totally different font, maybe you could have gotten away with it. But the Progressive logo, while it is simple, it is very recognizable, right? So this towing company is in a lot of trouble. And again, I told you the Progressive insurance brand is worth about $4 billion. Okay. Now, Progressive, they became aware of the infringement around March 2025, and they sent cease and desist letters, and the tow company just ignored them. Okay. They kept using the branding. So now Progressive, they want money. They want the court to make them stop using the logo. They want any profits that they made. They want treble damages because they ignored the cease and desist, and they want attorney's fees. Now, Progressive has been around for 88 years. They've spent a lot of money building this brand up. Okay, so understand. Just because you are a small, you might think you could get away with it because you're small, but no, like I said, brands are vigilant about their brands, especially when they invest in them, when they're worth $4 billion. If I had anything worth $4 billion, you best believe I would have 24-hour security on it day and night. So I don't blame Progressive for what they're doing. And, and they tried to be nice. They sent a cease and desist. They said, hey, could you stop? And the tow company was just like, oh, I can't hear you. So now you in court. Ladies and gentlemen, don't use other people's trademarks. That is the lesson. Okay.